London is where I currently reside and live. Oh, there's a bee. Oh, what did that bee just, what was that? What did that bee just drop? I get hate for it too on, carrying things like this. Trust me, I get hate for it. Hopefully ghosts don't get me. I have respect on both sides, I really do. All right guys, well this is future me coming back to look at the historical marker. I say future me because we already looked at everything. We looked at Camp Wildcat, the battlefield. We was able to see things that we didn't even think we would see. Like I didn't even think we'd encounter. We saw a cemetery, a very old cemetery, spring, like an old well spring that they would use to gather water. Very, very cool, history-rich place we're about to view. So I'm telling you guys, stay tuned to the end of the video because we see a lot of really great things. We really do. The video is probably going to be long. I'm debating on splitting it up because it's probably going to be a really long video because I show a lot of things for you guys. And like I said, things I didn't think I would see. We passed this historical marker and went down the road leading to it. And when I passed this, I'm like, well, we'll go back to that. And that is what's leading me to be future me talking to you now. So definitely stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm telling you, we see so much stuff. It makes me wonder if we pass things that, like plaques I didn't even see. You'll see what I mean by that here soon. But very, very history-rich area that we're going to be exploring today in this video. So let's go ahead and read these plaques and get on with the video. And if you are interested in viewing this, this is Highway 25. That road right there will lead you to it. Just type in Google Maps, Camp Wildcat Battlefield. It'll take you up there. There's actually the battlefield where they fought the Union and Confederates in 1841, I believe. I've been reading that date the whole time in the video. Amazing, I'm telling you guys. So right here we have Camp Wildcat, the Wilderness Road. I will not bore you and read all this. If you like, pause the video and read what you'd like. I'll get it in frame there. Go ahead and pause the video and read. We will look at a few things though. When European colonists began to explore westward from Virginia, they saw this as a wild and untamed land. Their settlements in the east provided them with great comfort and safety compared to what they encountered here. To them, this was a wilderness. And then here we have the historical marker of Kentucky. Union Civil War camp. The Camp Wildcat position was considered crucial for each side. Union forces camped 2 miles north of here to prevent the Confederate attack into the bluegrass region of Kentucky. Confederates wanted to prevent Union advance into eastern Tennessee, where many citizens remained loyal to the Union. And we actually go and look at the camp that they're referring to, the 2 miles north. We go and look at that in this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And on the other side, we have Camp Wildcat, led by General Felix K. Zollicoffer, 7,500 Confederates on October 21st, 1861. I stand corrected, it was 1861. I said 1841. I apologize for that. 1861 attacked the entrenched camp of 5,000 Union men under General Albine Schofield. Union's natural defense advantage in the Rock Castle Hills stopped the Southern troops, who retreated to Tennessee. This was a major battle during 4 days of skirmishes, attacks, and heavy gunfire. I don't think there's anything on the back on this side. Yeah, no. So yeah, this is the main road here. Don't be alarmed though, because there is a spot you can pull over. They have designated where you can pull over and look at these amazing historical markers. But yes, the rocky mountainside. We travel up in that, we do. There's a trail, now it is gravel. It's pretty much one lane the whole way. You'll see that, I wanna share a video, but there are some spots where if there are 2 cars coming, one of you could get over, like in some areas, and the other could go pass through. But definitely, I know I keep saying it, but seriously, stay tuned because this is gonna be a really great video. We see a lot of amazing things. And I'm glad to be able to share that with you guys. For people that can't make it here, give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video with your friends. It helps me out and helps the video. It helps people see the video that otherwise wouldn't be able to make it here. So definitely stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So coming up to Camp Wildcat, we haven't made it there yet. It's like 2.5 miles or so down that way. There's a sign on the side of the road that reads Old Wilderness Road. From this point north to Camp Wildcat, you are following the old Wilderness Road. It was commissioned as a wagon road in 1795 by Governor Isaac Shelby and was intended to be an improvement over the nearby Boone's Trace. Starting at Cumberland Gap, the Wilderness Road was a major immigrant route into Kentucky and the American West. Yeah, you can see how narrow the road is. Very, very narrow. It's still mind-blowing to me that I only live like 15 minutes away from this. It's just so beautiful out here. Kentucky is very beautiful. It is very, very beautiful. So let's go to Camp Wildcat. Now, leaving that sign, as mentioned, there's another sign down here that reads Camp Wildcat Civil War Battlefield, 2.5 miles. Right there. We'll go ahead and put the camera away because it's going to get pretty steep. Look at this. Very, very steep, and I just want to have 2 hands on the wheel. Well, guys, this is also future me. Coming off that road there, about to come up onto this railroad, there's a sign over here that I didn't even notice, and it's kind of hard to notice going off that road there and going up. Over here, I noticed it as I was leaving. We already filmed all the Camp Wildcat stuff. Right here, Confederate encampment, October 20th and 21st, 1861. So Moses Kemper Farm. The fields you see here were once the Civil War era farm of Moses Kemper. The old Wilderness Road ran through the farm, entering the fields on the southeast where it crossed Hazel Patch Creek and exited on the northwest where it crossed the Little Rock Castle River. On October 20th, 1861, these fields became the camp of the 3,250-man Confederate Army commanded by Tennessee Brigadier Jennifer Felix Zollicoffer. Wow. I mean, it's pretty flat too, because up in there, the roads that we just took, it's very treacherous and hilly and, you know, very curvy. So it's pretty flat here. I mean, it makes sense for this to be a, you know, pretty good camp area. Confederates arrived and set up camp. On October 20th, 1861, advanced Confederate units arrived here. After a brief skirmish with forward Union pickets from the Union encampment on Wildcat Mountain, the pickets withdrew back towards the Union camp 2 miles to the north. By nightfall, the Confederates had moved their entire force of approximately 3,250 men and 6 pieces of artillery into camp here. Local spies had informed Zollicoffer that the Union camp was lightly defended with 1 infantry regiment and that many of the soldiers were sick with measles. Up here, the Confederates attack. Long before daylight on October 21st, probing units from Zollicoffer's army were sent north to scout the Union lines. Expecting little resistance, an attempt was made to secure a high hill east of the Union camp, known now as Hoosier Knob. Yeah, we talk about Hoosier Knob up there. We're going to come back and do a video on that. I'm not going to read all this for you guys. I'm kind of boring you. I know I already read most of it, but go ahead and pause the video if you want to read all of that. But that seriously is amazing. Wow. See, that is amazing. I just wish there was like a sign or something pointing like, yeah, because I would have missed this. And I wonder if there's any other plaques. Wow. Okay, how am I just now noticing this? There's little memorials over here with what I would assume is a replica. I would assume that's a replica cannon. I would assume. And now does they have a sign that said that this area is in video surveillance? That's fine. Not going to do anything. I'm just looking at what they're providing to the public. This is not private property. Now behind that stuff, those, which we're not going to go, like I would like to check that out, but I don't think that's original. I mean, it could be. I don't think that's original. I think it's a reproduction like the other one that we're going to go see. But this is not illegal what I'm doing here, looking at this stuff. Camp Wildcat, home of the original Confederate encampment, October 1861, donated by Owens Monument. And then here it says, this monument was dedicated October 18, 2008, in memory of the October 21st, 1861 Battle of Camp Wildcat. and all who fought here. Thanks to the London Laurel County Tourism Commission and the Laurel Fiscal Court and ongoing support. Gat's Machine Shop for the Cannon, construction of the monument base to the Rock Castle JROTC, whose members were, and then there's a name of all the members. There's a kind of like a rut here. That's why I lunged forward. There's the names if you guys want to look at that. Those are the members. And this was filmed after we went and saw the stuff that we saw. We saw a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting to see. So definitely stay tuned to the end because we saw some pretty amazing stuff. This is awesome. There's all kinds of plaques everywhere. I just wonder if I missed any along the way, but I don't know. We only live like 25 minutes away from here, so we'll be back. There's a sign that reads Camp Wildcat Battlefield, not going that way to the right, but we're going to the left down this old gravel trail. Reminds me of Dog Branch School Road. Very, very narrow with a drop going straight down, and only one car can like go down through this. I have my camera on my tripod. I don't know what one would do if there's two cars like trying to come. I don't know what one would do because one is a drop and the other has like a rut. I mean this part here is kind of, I don't know what one would do if there's two cars coming up. I really would. I'm on this road for 2.3 miles, so hopefully we don't run into anybody, but another sign that's reading Wildcat Mountain Battlefield, 2 miles, and then just nothing but a straight drop. Like, I get it, that's what Kentucky is, but it gets sketchy when you're going to these historical sites where there's a bunch of people probably going to go, and what do you do if there's two cars? Like, I don't know, let's just try to get over there before a car shows up on this trail coming my way. If they're behind me, there wouldn't be a problem. See, in the spots like that, I appreciate. I wouldn't want to stay there too long on this side, but the fact that they expanded that to where you could get over if a car needed to get through, I like that. I just would not be parked there for very long. See, like that, I appreciate that. Culvert. We're still about a mile and a half out. Okay, it's paved here. That's a little surprising. I wasn't expecting this. At least we're fairly on some flat ground now, for the most part. Still don't want to speed and go too fast. Pretty sure that farm said 1834. Wow. Back on the mountainous roads. And back on the gravel. We are now officially only 1.0 miles out. So we are getting closer. Fortney Valley Farm, estimated 1834. Huh. I don't know what that rock's all about. I wonder if it said that back in the day, that rock there. Go ahead and get out and just look at it before someone comes. I think we'll be fine. I wonder if this rock used to say that. It's kind of ironic how it's right beside the sign. I don't know, either way we have about a mile left, so we're like halfway from when that 2-mile sign was shown. Let's get back in. Now I do have this suction cup mount that I can probably just use. Yeah, we can attempt to use this. I don't know if it's best to have on my windshield or here. Now if it falls off and goes down the cliffside, I will cry. That should be good, right? It should be good. Oh, also I'm sporting fountain jump t-shirt. Bought it the other day at the Sunrise Cruise. You guys will be able to hear my audio just fine in the car because of my mic. But yeah, all right, I think we're good. At least now I can have 2 hands on the wheel and get some proper video. And I can actually see my front, the screen. See these little pull spots, I really appreciate that, because look how narrow this is. It's not possible. Someone would have to turn around. I love Kentucky either way, so it's not me like complaining, like I get it. It's hard to just do these things, like carve out in the side. I get it. But, oh, here's the next sign. Wildcat Mountain Battlefield, half a mile. There we have it right there. Another sign up here reads, no hunting, historical site and interpretative trail. I probably said that word wrong. Interpretive, is that the word? It was interpretive. It's too late now, I can't go back now. I said what I said. Okay, we got some people over here. They're going to be on my GoPro. They're probably seeing me. Probably seeing me on my camera. They're like, oh, you know. All right, guys, this is me from the future. We just got back from filming the Camp Wildcat stuff. The reason why I didn't stop here at the beginning was because there's people here, and I said we'll just catch it on the way out. And well, here we are catching the sign on the way out. Of course, we have the preservation sign, help preserve our cultural heritage by leaving archaeological historical remains undisturbed. Removal of artifacts prohibited by law. And over here we have the Camp Wildcat and the Wilderness Road. I'm not going to read all this. I don't want to bore you guys with the reading, but there you have it. Go ahead and pause the video if you'd like to read that. A lot of really great information on these plaques. I just don't want to bore you guys with the reading. Here it talks about Daniel Boone. In 1775, Daniel Boone blazed a trail into Kentucky using parts of the Warrior's Path and other trails along his route. Boone's Trace passes about 3 miles east of here. And over here we just have the Fortney Valley Farm, established 1834. Hospital Rock, private property of Fortney Valley Farm, no trespassing. Established 1834. And back there I said estimated. It's established. I don't know why I said that. I said estimated when I said it wrong, you know, EST, the abbreviation. When I said it, I'm like, that is not it. What is the word I'm looking for? And when I was driving down the road more, I'm like, established. That's it. Because I refilmed the part when I walked up to the sign and didn't say the EST for a reason. But maybe I'll just go back and leave it in. I don't know. That's funny. No hunting, historical site, and interpretive trail. I think I said it right that time. We are 0.1 miles out. Man, I was going to ride a bike to this. Ooh, I don't know. I've been pretty tired. Them people had a pretty sick car though. That thing is pretty awesome. All right, here we are. Here we are, guys. Look at the big old spider web. Look at that. Here we are, Camp Wildcat. Preservation Foundation Camp Wildcat Battlefield. And they have a very nice parking too. So if you were wondering, notice area closed at sunset, no horses permitted. You guys probably can't see that sign, it's on the right. But they do have a very nice parking area up here. Very nice. I've known this because I scoped it out. I've never been here before, but I've known this because, like I said, I did scope it out on Google Earth. But we have arrived. Okay, I gotta say, not that I expected noise up here, but it is super, super quiet. Very, very kind of creepy, since this is literally a Civil War battlefield. They have an American flag up there, which is awesome. But out of respect, I think there should be a Confederate flag up there as well. There are bathrooms, handicap spots, bathrooms, if you guys are wondering. I think I hear them people showing up, coming up the trail. That's the only noise that I hear. I don't even really hear any birds. Oh, this for the bears. It's one of them bear trash cans. Please register. Camp Wildcat Civil War Battlefield. Rules and regulations if you want to read any of this stuff. I'm not going to bore you guys with reading it all. Camp Wildcat Battlefield offers more than 4 miles of trails. And then here's a map. Very, very cool. So, Camp Wildcat Battlefield, we're... Oh, it's all of this. Oh, we are here. I always appreciate these when these are on maps. We are right here. And then there's just various battlefield. Okay, yeah, so some of it's private land. A lot of the battlefield. And then here's, you can donate now. If you want to do that, you could scan the QR code right there from my video, and you could, I imagine you could donate right there if you're able to scan the QR code in my video. And then we have little pamphlets. Pretty neat. I'll have to open this like with the camera facing me because I can't do that one-handed. We'll put it back and we'll grab one before we leave. I'll take one with me. But for now, let's explore. So Hoosier Knob Interpretive Trail, I said it right this time, I think. Hoosier Knob, 3/4 mile. No horses or motorized vehicles permitted on the trail. So there's a cannon down there. We'll go ahead and check this out up here first. There's a rock over here dedicated to James and Maxine Cass for their tireless efforts to preserve, protect, and interpret the Camp Wildcat Civil War battlefield. Erected April 4th, 2009 by the Camp Wildcat Preservation Foundation. Looking at the plaque starting with Battle of Camp Wildcat, Kentucky's first taste of Civil War. On October 21st, 1861, the stillness of this forest was broken by the sound of musket fire. These hills witnessed the first battle between Union and Confederate armies in Kentucky. Walk lightly, you are touching the face of history. Indeed, we are. A lot of men died on this battlefield. Even just one is too many. But that's what war is, unfortunately. Go ahead and pause the video if you'd like on any of these plaques. I'll read some brief things on the plaques, but I don't want to bore you guys with reading everything. So go ahead and pause the video to read the whole plaque. It reads, "Trust no one." The Civil War erupted at Fort Sumter, South Carolina on April 12, 1861. Despite promises from both sides to respect Kentucky's neutrality, by September, Union and Confederate troops had marched across her borders. Rumors flew of coming attacks and secret plots. So this mentions Barberville, Kentucky. I only live like 45 minutes away from Barberville. We are going to go and check out that. They have a historical plaque there. I was going to do the video before this one, but you know how it is. And then we're definitely going to go check out Battle Perryville. That is talked about probably on one of these plaques, Battle Perryville. That's supposed to be the most haunted battle field, most bloodiest in Kentucky. But on September 19th, Confederate forces destroyed a Union recruiting camp near Barberville, Kentucky. And moving on, the way to Wildcat. Talks about Camp Dick Robinson. Once again, go ahead and pause the video if you'd like to read the plaque. Armies on the move. Confederates close in on October 19th. Confederate troops were within 4 miles of Camp Wildcat when the Union were outnumbered. At Camp Wildcat, a lack of warm clothing and blankets brought on sickness, reducing Colonel Garrard's force to 600 men. He begged help from Camp Dick Robinson. His quote is, "I intend, if I do not receive more troops, to abandon this place. I have no idea of having my men butchered up here, where they have a force of 6 or 7 to 1. Colonel Theophilus Garrard, 7th Kentucky Infantry." And here it talks about the battle before breakfast, because it happened in the morning when they were eating breakfast. The Confederates advanced on Camp Wildcat in the pre-dawn darkness of October 21st. Union meals were interrupted. About 7 a.m. while I was eating breakfast, General Schoaf rode up and told Colonel Coburn to get his men in line immediately, that the enemy were right on us. Enemies met at Hoosier Knob. Colonel John Coburn and 350 of the men of the 33rd Indiana were rushed to an undefended hill, which later became known as Hoosier Knob. Confederate soldiers were already climbing the other side. Scattered fire began and lasted for about an hour. It's very, very hilly, treacherous, so it makes sense. Even right here, coming down this way, I mean, I'm not sitting and saying it compares to anywhere else of the hills. You can see just the incline coming up here to where this is. As here, first Union casualty. The Union forces suffered their first casualty in the opening moments of the fighting. Here's a quote. About 10 minutes after the firing commenced, one of our men by the name of McFerrin was shot in the left chest. He walked up the hill to where we were standing and said, "Captain, I'm shot. I'm a dead man." Stephen Keyes Fletcher, 33rd Indiana Infantry. It says he walked up to the hill to where we were standing and said, "Captain, I'm shot. I'm a dead man." Wildcat battle map. And moving on, the battle heats up. Confederates attack. Late in the morning, gunfire rose to a roar as Confederate forces mount an attack on the Union troops above them. The firing was very hard and in quick succession. The sound resounding in the hills was perfectly terrific. The heaviest fighting took place on Hoosier Knob. Confederate artillery opens fire. General Zollicoffer ordered his artillery to place in a line along the road at the bottom of the hill and began shelling the Union positions. For 2 hours, nothing could be heard but the booming of cannon, the roaring of artillery, and the sharp crack of rifles and muskets, and occasionally you could see men packing from the battlefield a poor wounded soldier. And over here, Zollicoffer reconsiders. He withdraws. He finally ordered his troops to withdraw. The battle was over. And coming over here, the battle grew after fighting ended. Yeah, it didn't stop there, obviously. The people of London say that the rebels passed through that town with 43 wagon loads of dead and wounded. London is where I currently reside and live. Oh, there's a bee. Oh, what did that bee just... What was that? What did that bee just drop? What was that? Is that a baby? Is that a baby bee? What is that? What did that bee just drop? That bee just dropped something. Disrespectful, right on the plaque. You kidding me? It's like he's rubbing his head, rubbing his eyeballs. And he just flies away. Don't get me. I have no idea what that is. If anybody knows, I'm pretty sure that just came out of that bee. I'm pretty sure. I think. Don't be deceived as to the number killed by us. Quote by Colonel T. Gerard. The official count was 15 killed and 60 wounded. Our loss was 42 wounded and 11 killed and missing. Then our loss was ascertained to be 4 killed and 18 wounded, the Union forces. So the Confederates had 42 wounded and 11 killed and missing, and the Union had 4 killed and 18 wounded. And as mentioned, even just one death is too many. It's very unfortunate the way war is. There have been bloodier battles in Kentucky and elsewhere. Battle of Perryville, like I said, we are going to go there. That's like an hour and 20 minutes or so from me. On to the other battles. As you can see here, yeah, Perryville. We are at Wildcat right now, and I live roughly in this area. There's Barberville. We'll be visiting that as well. There's a historical plaque downtown that talks about it. We're here at Camp Wildcat now. Like I said, I live roughly in this area, and then over by Somerset, there's Mill Springs and Perryville. Perryville is known as like the bloodiest battle in Kentucky, one of the bloodiest Civil War battles. A lot of dead. Battle of Perryville. They say it's extremely haunted. For these soldiers, the battle at Camp Wildcat was only the beginning of a long war that, in October of 1861, still lay waiting in the future. Those who fought here would go on to fight again in both minor skirmishes and important battles of the Civil War. Many never returned home. And that is the last plaque. Leads us back to where we started at the beginning. Let's go ahead and go down here and check out the cannon. There's a plaque down here as well, it looks like. There's a couple of them bees swarming around. I don't know if that was the same one that dropped that one thing, but there's one that went up in there. The fact that this was war ground, like, crazy to me. They fought here, men died here. Insane, crazy. Now, I'm pretty certain this is a replica. This is not original. Field artillery at Camp Wildcat. A battlefield artillery is worth 1,000 muskets. Quote by General William Tecumseh Sherman. Had a bug on me. Sun is really beating down. Where's the sun? It's up there. Don't look like it's beating down too hard, but it is. Talks about artillery batteries pulled by a team of 6 horses. The 1841 6-pounder. Imagine getting hit with a cannonball. Man. And here we have it. As mentioned, this is, as far as I know, not original. This is a reproduction. Regardless whether it's a reproduction or not, in this case it is a reproduction, which I get. I don't think they should have the original out here. If there's any left, they should not be out here to be able to be vandalized and what have you. It's just really cool to be able to come up and feel it, take a look at the design on how they had things. I just think it's really neat to be able to have this here and come see. Me living so close to just Civil War battlefields in general, really, really awesome. As you can see, or you may not be able to see because of the darkness, it's rounded there as if that would be like the fireball or the cannonball firing out. It's crazy to me that men actually died on this battlefield. The war was actually fought right here on this land. I am sweating like crazy. We're not gonna leave quite yet. This is my new, Somerset cruise shirt. I don't know why it is spotting with sweat. Like it's literally spotting in different areas. I have no idea why. But yeah, regardless, it's really cool to be able to come here and see this. I think I hear a helicopter in the sky. Really cool to be able to see this and come here and just witness history. Literally be here where a battle. Oh yeah, helicopter's coming. If you listen closely, you can hear Fortunate Son playing. Hear it? Went out that way. And if you guys saw it, you just hear Fortunate Son playing in the background. But yeah, regardless, really cool to be here and witness this history. Like this little hillside here, battle was fought here. Men died here, Union and Confederates. Regardless of what your stance is, whether you supported Confederates, Union, my take on it is, yes, I do carry Confederate flag bandana. Yes, I do carry Confederate flag knife holster on my side here. Everyday carry, just part of my everyday carry. That, the bandana, it's just part of my everyday carry. But I also support, America, American flag. And I think some people get it twisted because they'll be like, well, why are you, flying a rebel flag? Why are you doing that? Because I have respect on both sides. You got to think, both sides died. Confederates and Union. I see nothing wrong with the Confederate flag, rebel flag. I have nothing wrong with it. I don't take offense to it. I don't think people should take offense to it, but people do. And just people talk down on things like that. Like I've seen people put down Confederate soldiers, saying that they were losers. Okay, yes, it was a lost war, but at the end of the day, there's still people dying out there. So, I don't know. That's my take on it. I have respect on both sides. I have family that's from Kentucky. Like back in the day, my roots are actually from Kentucky, East Kentucky. I'm not sure if they were Confederate or Union. Possibly, probably Union, but I see nothing wrong with having respect for both sides. So, I don't know, because I know I get hate for it too, on, carrying things like this. Trust me, I get hate for it. Hopefully ghosts don't get me. I have respect on both sides. I really do. It was, yeah, you gotta think at the end of the day, it was a war and a lot of men died, unfortunately. So that's my take on it. It was really cool to be able to come here. I'm also going to check to see what that monument was all about. It says 3/4 of a mile or 300 feet that way. So we'll go check that. These mosquitoes are crazy. It's one of my glasses now. Wow, these mosquitoes are crazy. Man, they're following me like crazy, the mosquitoes are. Really cool to come here and experience this. We'll definitely come back out here again and do videos because like I said, I live. Oh man, they're following me like crazy now, these mosquitoes. We'll definitely come back out, guys. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait to go see Who's Your Knob in another video for many reasons, but two of which, one, I don't want this video to drag out way too long. And number two, it'll just give me another video to come out here and film for you guys. I definitely want to come out here either way. It's just today is very hot today, very, very hot. I want to be doing a lot more of these videos, especially in fall. But today, the sun beating down really hot. There's many different reasons why, so we'll go check that out in another video. Who's Your Knob? I definitely want to come back out here again someday. We definitely will. Not want to, we will come out here. Lord willing, I will come back out here. So Who's Your Knob? We will be back someday and travel 3/4 of a mile down that trail to Who's Your Knob. We will do it, just not today. Not today. We'll leave that for another video. And before I forget, I will grab one of these pamphlets and I'll show you guys on camera. You can just see the sweat glistening off my skin. I'll show you guys on camera the stuff that it says inside. I am not going to set my camera up on one of these plaques. I'm not going to do that, but then again, the sun is beating down. Here, I need to set my camera down and show you guys what it says. I don't know if it looks better. It probably won't look so bad there. Okay, so yeah. The Battle of Camp Wildcat and Old Wilderness Road, the mosquitoes are just flying around. If you want to read any of this. Go ahead and pause the video wherever you'd like. Ah, there it is, the membership. Right there in the middle. So you can actually become a member. $20 a year or $300 for a lifetime membership. They meet the third Monday of each month. That's pretty cool. There you have it. Front and back. Pretty neat. No, but the Battle of Perryville, known as one of the bloodiest. I have not made it out there yet. When I go, I'm going to do a video on it. Known as the bloodiest battle, I believe, in all of Kentucky. Just one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War in general. A lot of dead. Bodies were literally left out in the field to rot. Very, very, very unfortunate. Crazy, crazy time to live in. But yeah, bodies were literally left to rot out in the field, and they say it's very, very, very haunted. We are going to go do a video on that. I'm not too sure when. I want to do it before, you know, the snow comes and everything. It was really, really cool to be able to come here and experience and check this out. Like I said, I only live like 20 minutes away from here. Not very far at all. I've been meaning to get over here and do a video for you guys, and I'm glad I was able to do it today. What can I say? It's amazing to come here. Living so close to this is amazing. Amazing history. Awesome. Every October, I think it is. Yeah, every October, they do a reenactment, Camp Wildcat. So we're actually going to come and see that. So stay tuned for that in October, because I plan on coming here and we're going to watch that. So really awesome to be able to come here and witness and show you guys this and document it on camera. So before we leave, we'll check and see if the bathrooms, not bad at all. Not bad. Wildcat battlefield. No sink, but not bad at all. You got your toilet paper and pretty much like a porta potty. Not bad at all. And if you are wondering, no flush, because there don't need to be. No power, no nothing. Pretty much just a porta potty, outhouse pretty much, but a fancy outhouse. Very, very modern outhouse, if you will. So this just dawned on me. I just got back in the car, turned the air on, it felt really nice. But this sign says the monument is only 300 feet. We can just walk to that. Plus, this might not even be a place to turn around. But here's the entrance, as we already showed at the beginning of the video. Camp Wildcat Battlefield. Here's that sign I was talking about that you guys wasn't able to see on the right side. Notice area closes at sunset, no horses permitted. But here's the sign that I was referring to. Robinson Spring is a quarter mile that way. We probably won't walk to that. But monument, 300 feet. We can walk to that. And exit US Highway 25 and I-75 is going that way where we came in. So let's just walk over and check out this monument and see what that's all about. Cars right there parked, we're fine.